In this video, I'm going to show you how to access the interactive menu so that you can get a template to fill in functions and functionality and in the correct syntax. Sometimes when you're doing calculations, you know you want to do a specific function. Maybe you want to solve or factor or do the limit or make the sum. And all those functions, just to remind everyone, live up here in the function list under question mark. So let's just pull that up real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. So here are these different types of functions that I can do. Let's say I know I want to do a permutation or something. But the problem is this syntax is very important. And so maybe when I'm doing a calculation, I'm not quite sure of the syntax. So when I am thinking of doing a calculation, I pull up my calculate menu. The soft keyboard has this option called interactive, and this basically has templates for you to use. So let's say I do actually want to solve an equation. So I am in the interactive. I could also go up here and start with S and then O, and you'll see that I have these options, but this syntax might confuse me. So instead, I'm going to use my template, my interactive menu, and hit this solve, and you'll notice that now it's going to ask me to enter things. So the interactive menu basically walks you through the syntax and does things for you. It tells you to fill in things, and then it's done. So let's just do this. Let's put in an equation. Let's do something really simple. So there's our equation. And do we want to solve it numerically? Let's hit OK. And so here is what it's put the syntax in for us correctly. We didn't have to figure out what that syntax meant. It's done it for us by using the interactive menu. So now, and what this means is it's asking us to solve this equation right here for the variable x. So now when I hit execute, because the template entered it, it's now going to give me my solution. X is 3.33. So the interactive menu allows you to basically use a template to enter the key parts and do the syntax correctly. So let's just try another one here. Let's go into calculate. And so what are some of the calculate things I can do? Well, I could do the differential, the sum, but we're going to do the limit. So again, a template based on what I asked. And so now it's asking us to put in some values. So let's put in an expression. So it wants an expression versus an equation. And I want to solve it for the variable x. And where do I want my limit to go to? So as x approaches, I don't know, let's just say 3. And so now when I hit OK, again, it has entered it into the calculate in the correct syntax. So this is what the interactive menu is doing for you, correctly entering the syntax of a functionality. So when I hit execute here, I now get my solution that the limit of this expression as x approaches 3 is 20. So the interactives have lots of different templates that you can use. Let's just look through them quickly. So in transform, you can do things like factor, simplify, expand, fraction. So let's just look at factor for a minute. So maybe I want to now factor. It's asking me for, again, an expression. So let's do one that we, oops. And again, it's going to, once I hit OK in the template, it's going to allow me, it's going to put the syntax in correctly using that functionality. So I hit enter and it's going to factor that for me. So interactive, lots of different choices, and they basically are a template for you to fill in so that you don't have to think about the syntax if you don't understand it when you're trying to do shortcuts. So let's just quickly through. So transform has all of these different options, advanced, so you can do some of your advanced statistical options there. Calculate, we already looked at. If you look at list, you can create a list using the template. You can do min, median, mode, all of these very quickly using the template. It's just going to ask you for the specific things that you need. Let's go back. Matrix, same thing. You can create a matrix using the template. You can look at specific rows and columns. Vectors, same thing. Equations and inequalities, and you can solve the equations, which we've already done. You can rewrite them, you can expand them, absolute value, expand, and then you can also do distributions here. So there's lots and lots of different templates that allow you to enter basically components, and then it will do the correct syntax in the calculation for you. So it's a time saver, and it's also a way to basically learn some of the syntax as well. So if we click this, what's it looking for? It's looking for our X value, our standard deviation, our mean, and we can just enter these things. So I'm just going to make these up. And our mean is our standard deviation. Let's say our standard deviation is 2 and 4. And so it has put everything in the correct syntax for us. So when I hit enter, it's now going to give me my normal probability distribution. So there we go. So definitely explore the interactive. It's a nice tool if you're not sure of the syntax of something that you know you want to calculate, and you kind of can see the beginning of it. You know, just simply by entering letters, you can see your options. So this is a matrix to a list, but if you're not sure what this syntax here means, then go to your interactive menu and you can figure it out.